It's about halfway through the Rolling Stone profile that you can almost hear the collective gasp in Saskatoon. The band takes the writer to a local bar that's described as a sex farm for blithering drunks. Inside, there are toothless degenerates, binge-drinking collegians, and alcoholic members of the First Nations. Outside, a local busker is playing the theme from Deliverance on a banjo. The piece is sparking lively exchanges online. People are either angry with the writer or with the Sheepdogs for supposedly selling out the city that supported them all the way to the cover. But City Councillor Maren Lowen says basically, take a deep breath.
You know, I can see where there's some depictions that are less than totally flattering of Saskatoon, but ultimately I think this is still a good news story for the city and for the band, and it's a really entertaining profile of a rock and roll band and of the scene here in Saskatoon that they emerged from.
The article goes on to describe Saskatoon as big enough where you can have sex with a girl and, if you're lucky, not see her again for 3 weeks. The Sheepdogs aren't apologizing for the profile.
Well, I think people need to remember that the article is actually about the Sheepdogs and not about Saskatoon necessarily. It talks, I think, fairly truthfully about the sorts of places that we went to. It wasn't necessarily, Saskatoon's finest.
Even Saskatoon's mayor is more amused than offended by the Sheepdogs' tour of their hometown.
And they talked about what they thought. So if that's the case, what's wrong with that? Are we supposed to have a script that we're all supposed to walk around with? The mayor says we should say the following things. I think not.
No one will accuse the Sheepdogs of sugarcoating their city. This is Saskatoon, warts and all. In a way, some people are saying it's almost a backhanded compliment. It's thanks to these dirty bars and grungy characters the city's been able to produce a rock band that fought its way to the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Dan Zakreski, CBC News, Saskatoon.